So Frank, what went through your head when that elephant was chasing you?
Very first thought, run. And so I was running as fast as I could, but you can't beat an elephant. And I thought it was game over.
I can make a shape with my body and suddenly be flying across the sky at over 100 miles per hour.
Not too many people can do a backflip or double or the twisting. We are special. Gymnastics people, we are special.
Okay, so you have terrestrial sports. Space Games Federation is going to help terrestrial sports take their sports to space.
And he was horrified because he just realized he was having so much fun. He forgot about the fact that he doesn't talk, and he just copied me and said, touch your knee.
If you're a business person, that is one of the most valuable things you have is your personal brand.
Yeah, it's something that I've trained myself to be good at. Like, I can smoke a joint and do an interview where not a lot of people can do that.
What would be the ideal training? Like, if you guys had $1 billion and so the government gave you a grant, $1 billion, what would you invest in?
But that's a super interesting question. I don't think I've ever thought about that.
Super. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate it. And I thank you for doing this, because I think it's great for people to speak, to share, to challenge each other, and to think together.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen in the industry that it tends to have little pockets of information, but no one's really just put it all together to say, hey, little 10-year-old, this is what you need to know. If you think that acrobatics in some way is going to be your career, here's what you need to know to get started. So thank you for helping us do that, and we'll have you on next time we can.
Super. Thank you. Good luck.
Hello everyone, welcome to The Rowe Show. I'm your host Greg Rowe, and I'm going to take you along a journey through acrobatic sports. In recent years, there have been a lot of new sports popping out of nowhere, stemming from traditional sports, and in each of the episodes, I'll be interviewing high-profile leaders within all of these different sport communities. We will be discussing many different aspects of these new sports, from educational development, sponsorship and branding, influencer lifestyles, and ask the tough questions to get a full three-dimensional view of these freestyle acrobatic sports. On the flip side, I'll be bringing in legends of more traditional acrobatic disciplines, such as artistic gymnastics and traditional trampoline. There is a lot that the new generation can learn from the legends who have seen the world revolve for many years. Over these episodes, I'll dig through both traditional and freestyle acrobatic sports to see the similarities and the differences. We will be having the hard discussions such as critiquing traditional educational structures, but also acknowledging some of the flaws in these new freestyle sports, but most importantly, we will be looking to find the commonalities where both sides can take something away and apply to their careers in any discipline. We will be discussing the business of sport, sport philosophy, sports marketing, sports psychology, and coaching techniques, just to name a few. We will also be bringing in the most interesting sports leaders right on this podcast so you can hear their experiences and hopefully learn something along the way. As our introductory episode, I will highlight a few of the topics we will be covering with a few of our guests so you can see exactly what we have planned for this first season. As we progress through the season, we'll be bringing on new guests every episode and discuss hot topics, not just the basic stuff, but the interesting stuff you may not even think about. Guests include sky surfers like Sean McCormick, who will tell us what it's like to jump at the edge of a thunderstorm. We have biomechanists like Jerry George and Hardy Fink that will discuss educational development in traditional gymnastics. We have TV producers such as Stuart Cox, who created Dragon's Den and Shark Tank, who's going to give us a sneak peek into the world of high-level production media. We also have wind tunnel athletes, extreme pogo athletes, parasurfers, and many others who have unique and interesting stories that are amazing to hear, but also educational and give you a real-world experience from those who have actually done it. Other podcasts may be a bit linear, but The Rose Show, we're going to go 100 miles an hour all over the acrobatic industry and are going to ask the tough questions as we travel the world with our freestyle team. We will be asking questions such as, what can an Olympic ski jumper tell us about what it's like to really fly? How can freestyle sports athletes remain safe despite very little formal coaching? Why don't Olympic trampoline athletes get millions of dollars in endorsements like many other sports? What is the easiest way to grow your social media following? What does it feel like to go into outer space? Could traditional sports structures be modified internally to better fit an online world? And what's the deal with fear in sport? beyond just the mind tricks and gimmicks. These questions and many more will all be addressed in many different ways from many different perspectives from our guests, and will give you a three-dimensional view of the entire acrobatic world. For this first podcast, I'll be giving you snippets of what to expect from our guests, starting with a bit more information about my personal acrobatic background. I tend to be pretty silent about my personal beliefs through public forums because we've been so busy traveling and developing Freestyle Trampoline as its very own community. But instead of me babbling to you about my life story, I've pieced together a few fun segments from other people's interviews of me. It will help give you a background to the development of our Freestyle Trampoline community. And if you're driving to work, subscribe to our audio podcast on iTunes or Podbean to simply listen. But if you're watching on YouTube, you'll get to see our guests' real emotions and see great video footage of our guests in action. I hope that you guys enjoy our show and that our guests and I can help you learn from all of our experiences. Okay everyone, let's go.
How low do you get to the ground? I broke the last cameraman's nose. Did you really? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. No. I'm not the other camera guy though.
Well, I hope that gives you a full scope of what to expect on this podcast. If you have any suggestions for guests that you want to hear from or specific topics that you want us to discuss, let us know. As mentioned at the very beginning, our goal is to initiate more creative and constructive discussions throughout the acrobatic industry so that we can all learn and adapt with the times. Thanks a lot everyone, and I will see you on our first episode with Freestyle Jet Ski World Champion Lee Stone. He's going to talk to us about how to actually flip a jet ski, as well as give some gruesome accounts of hardcore injuries, but also discuss how the jet ski community is building up their sports structure with the help of brands similar to other freestyle sports. Thanks guys, see you next episode.